Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Marina Mastros. Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, promised us to solve the lingering mystery of Rey's true origin. In The Last Jedi, Kylo tells Rey that her parents are nobodies, but that doesn't necessarily mean that what he said is true. He could have, of course, been lying, and maybe for good reason. Here's a nice spot for a spoiler warning in case my ridiculous theory ends up somehow being true. I made a bet with Eric, and he's gonna pay my rent if I'm right.
Wait, I am?
Here we go. Okay, it's been said that the location of the final scene in Rise of Skywalker will melt your brain. What if it's so mind-melting because it's actually a location from the original trilogy? And what if it's not just the same place, but also the same time? Kablooey! Mind blown! Okay, stay with me here. We know that one of the top priorities for J.J. Abrams has to be tying up loose threads from the prequels. Like, what the hell is a Trade Federation battleship doing in this new film? Huh? What? Another priority for JJ is dumping aspects of the prequels that fans didn't really like Jar Jar Binks. I'm going to explore the theory that the mystery of Rey will connect directly to one of the biggest enigmas of the Star Wars universe, the birth of Anakin Skywalker, and that Anakin's mother, Shmi, and Rey are actually the same person! Dun dun dun! It might be bullshit, but it's most definitely a
total conspiracy.
Okay, so in order for Shmi and Rey to be the same person, a little something called time travel has to exist in the Star Wars universe. The good thing is, it actually does. Time travel was introduced in the animated series Star Wars Rebels when Ezra Bridger, a Force-sensitive character, goes through a world between worlds. This other realm allows Ezra to move outside of space and time, and he arrives at a Jedi temple in the past. Once there, he rescues Ahsoka Tano from a battle with Darth Vader. Later, they find another portal that leads to Emperor Palpatine. Now, Palpatine can't pass through this other dimension himself, but he can see where it ends and attacks Ezra and Ahsoka with Sith lightning through the dimension. So, even if he can't use it at the time, Emperor Palpatine is definitely aware that time travel exists. Why does this matter for this insane conspiracy? Well, according to canon, Anakin Skywalker was conceived when Palpatine manipulated the Force to conceive a child in Shmi's womb, which is pretty gross and weird. In Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine tells Anakin about the legendary Darth Plagueis the Wise, a Sith Lord so powerful he could manipulate midichlorians to prevent death and, more notably, create life. It is later revealed in books that Palpatine was the apprentice who killed Plagueis, so presumably he also knows how to create life with midichlorians. Then he uses it to, be gross and weird. Okay, cut back to now. We have 3 Rise of Skywalker trailers to go off of, and from these, it's clear that Palpatine wants Rey for some dark, important purpose.
Long have I waited, and now you're coming together is your undoing. Your journey, here's its end.
This conspiracy theory hinges on the idea that Palpatine's plan for Rey is to close the time loop that fulfills his own destiny. His vast evil wisdom from life and the Force means that he knows one day he will be destined to find a young, Force-sensitive woman, bring her back in time using the Jedi Temple portal he witnessed in Star Wars Rebels, and then use that power to manipulate midichlorians and create life in her womb, being super creepy. And Palpatine had to wait to pull this time travel impregnation Force stunt until after Rey had some meaningful education from a certain Jedi Master, Luke Skywalker, because by then she has a more balanced view of the Force. This means that when he maroons Rey on Tatooine 75 years earlier, she would be more accepting of Qui-Gon Jinn training her son because he shares her perspectives around the Jedi that include some gray areas. Neither of them think the Jedi are 100% purely good, or that the people on the dark side have always been 100% bad. Okay, that's one option. Or Palpatine just wiped Rey's memory when he shoved her through the time portal. That would make all of this a lot simpler. Look, storytelling that involves time travel is always a little bit of a mind f***. In order for this theory to work, we have to be in a world where time travel functions as a closed loop. In other words, even though you may have used time travel to alter the future or the past, once it occurs, you've basically final destinationed yourself. The same events happen over and over no matter how many times you fast forward or rewind the tape. This is the opposite of movies where time travel triggers a completely new and separate timeline, like in Avengers Endgame or Back to the Future. Nobody's disappearing out of pictures or trying not to bang their mom in Star Wars, although siblings have been known to make out a little bit. Weird. Anyway, Palpatine discovers Rey, takes her back in time, uses midichlorians to make her all preggo, and then leaves her alone on Tatooine to raise a young Anakin Skywalker, his future key to taking control of the galaxy. Boom! Shmi is Rey, Rey is Shmi. And of course, Rey later dies after being kidnapped and beaten by the Tusken Raiders. Admittedly, this theory is kind of sad and really dark, but it also makes Rey pretty much the most important character of the Star Wars universe. And hey, she had some good times, right? She had a good run. Thanks for coming with me on this wild ride. And of course, this is all just a
total conspiracy.
But if it turns out to be true, Eric is going to be writing my rent check come January. What do you think Rey's fate will be in the Rise of Skywalker? Comment down below with your thoughts and subscribe to New Rockstars for more crackpot conspiracy theories all about the nerd stuff you love. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye. Eric owes me money. Eric owes me money.